But in the meantime, elsewhere in technology, Softbank was trading actually a little bit higher in Japanese trading, interestingly, after the company reported a record quarterly loss of over $24 billion. This after shares of Uber and DoorDash, two companies, of course, that Softbank was invested in, fell more than 40% during the quarter. And the commentary from Masa-san, who, of course, is the head of the company, was quite interesting, where he said, you know, he got a little bit ahead of himself. He said, when we were turning out big profits, I became somewhat delirious. And looking back at myself now, I'm quite embarrassed and remorseful. Well,
and he should be.
I mean, he's not alone. No. He's definitely not alone.
Not at all. I mean, but it also comes at a time where we know the private equity landscape is looking across all of the investments that they've made and where some of those unicorns and decacorn companies are continuing to try and go back to them and either ask for more or shore up more capital, and where they're getting pushback from vision funds like a SoftBank, or even where they're going to have the growth prospect to eventually turn profitable and then give a company like a SoftBank that return on investment that they're looking for. They're experiencing the same things that the publicly traded equity and tech companies are going through right now. It's just a matter of being able to shore up capital and navigate the macroeconomic headwinds that even powerful companies, once stalwarts like NVIDIA, are facing right now too.
I can't get over this comment, Julie. I became somewhat delirious. This is an accomplished investor. He's always talked about his forward thinking and you name it. But to hear someone like that calling himself delirious, wow, talk about some humble pie. And it also likely removes any chance of this company out there staying aggressive on the acquisition front. I think he wiped that off the table on that conference call that we've been tracking all morning long.
Well, if it's clear from the investments that they made last quarter versus what they had made before. $600 million in investments in the April to June quarter. The peak, which was a year earlier, was $20.6 billion. So $600 million versus $20.6 billion. I mean, that tells you.
I do feel better, because I'm usually feeling delirious. So if Masa could feel delirious, at least I'm in good company with billionaires. So that makes me feel good about myself.
Send them some of your coffee, too.
I indeed will.
Maybe that'll help.